Okay, welcome everybody. So, this is a little unusual. I am going to be talking about two books today. Yes, two. And they are both good. And I recommend them. Yes, I'm getting that out of the gate. Unusual for a review of mine, but I am more focused on why I am recommending these two books about Mexican folk magic to English speakers who want to learn about Mexican folk magic. So, let's hop right into this. So, the two books are Magia Magia and Blood of Brujeria. These two books, I think, are two of the most useful books about Mexican folk magic in English that one can have, period. I'm going to go over exactly why. No, these two books are short. I think each of them are like $13 or something like that, which doesn't sound like a lot. If you see the books, some of you might think, ooh, $13, really? But trust me, these books are full of information, and if I ever lose my copies of these books, I don't mind buying another two or three of each. They're that useful. So, let's start with Magia Magia. And this one clarifies that there are different terms for Mexican folk magic. So a lot of people might be expecting me to say brujeria for everything. That's not the only kind of Mexican folk magic. Magia Magia is kind of more focused on hechiza. So that literally translates to more like doing. Brujeria is more like witchcraft, and there's also curandismo, which is like folk medicine. Generally, it's more complicated than that, but this book clarifies all that and explains a lot of other terms well. They also get into the basics of saint and spirit animal work, or animal spirit, I should say. So animal spirits are like important magical animals like hummingbirds and toads, and they cover folk saints like Santa Muerte. But most importantly to this book, they focus on different kinds of magia. So you have la blanca, la gris, la roja, la verde, la negra. White purification, gray protection, red love, green luck, black necromancy or divination. So that's basically the gist of the book. Very useful, very practical. It's a very good introduction book to hechiza, especially. Blood of Brujeria is more on the brujeria side of things. It explains type of brujas or brujos, brujes. It's mostly focused on cursing and how to defend yourself. So that's honestly a much shorter gist of the book, but it's as packed with knowledge and also in a lot of ways kind of expansion of Magia Magia. So there is that. So I recommend you get both of these books. It is important, if you don't speak any Spanish and you have no knowledge of Mexican folk magic, to get both Magia Magia and Blood of Brujeria, because these two books offer foundational knowledge to someone who would otherwise have no clue what they're doing. If you do speak Spanish, that's a little bit of a different conversation. But for those of you who have next to no knowledge of Spanish, these two books are the best books on Mexican folk magic that you can possibly get. And I'm recommending them because they are more informative than a lot of other English sources I have seen. And the few Spanish sources I could get my hands on, both online and in paperback, will back up a lot of what they talk about in here. I hope everybody found that informative. If you like what you see on the channel, at the very least consider subscribing. I try to post a new video every other Saturday. I don't usually post about Mexican folk magic stuff, but it is something I'm trying to learn a lot more about. So if you do practice Mexican folk magic or Mexican like belief systems or whatever, I would like to hear your thoughts on this and your thoughts in general on people wanting to learn about the magic of Mexico. Hope to see you around.